died, an American, James Hill, now one of Putin's victims as well in those assaults that Fred is reporting on. Camila Bernal has more.
Bombing has intensified. No way out. That was the last post from American James Hill before confirmation of his death. His Facebook detailing a chilling account of his last days in Ukraine. Intense bombing. Still alive, limited food, room very cold. According to his family, Hill was waiting in a breadline with several other people when they were gunned down by Russian military snipers. His body was found in the street by the local police. Hill was in Chernihiv with his partner Ira, who's Ukrainian and battling MS. "We're hanging in there," he wrote on Monday. "Very cold inside. Food portions are reduced. Bombing and explosions most of the night. Hard to sleep. People getting depressed." In his post, he describes feeling helpless, hungry, and cold while narrating a war. Intense bombing last night for 2 hours. It was close to hospital. Machine gun fire could be heard. It stopped just after midnight. Hill even encouraging political action, posting this on March 7th. "For my American friends and relatives, please pressure your local representatives to expedite American visas for Ukrainians, especially for families with children and skilled workers." And Aaron, while he wanted to help others, wanted to get out, it was too late. His friends are now describing Jimmy as someone who was wonderful, who was caring, who really cared for others, and who liked the outdoors, liked fly fishing. He kept in touch with some of these friends via Facebook, some of them saying they were able to essentially say goodbye. Now that Facebook is filled with condolences, people honoring and remembering a father, a brother, and just a brave man. Aaron.
All right, Camila, thank you very much. And out front now is James Hill's sister, Katya Hill. And Katya, thank you. I'm so sorry. We start just by saying how sorry I am for your loss, as horrible and unexpected and unwarranted as it is. In those last Facebook posts from your brother, he said it was cold and food was limited, and obviously he had gone out, it appears, to try to get food, to be in that line. What do you know about what happened to your brother?
Well, we don't have confirmation from the embassy or this department specific to his death, but I do know as things were deteriorating in the city and the food at the hospital, my brother was the one that was going out to the store to bring back what food he could find. And his sharing with me on Messenger was how patient the Ukrainian people were, waiting in line of maybe 100 people and just taking what they need and leaving food and other, supplies in the store for the rest in the line. And at one point, a missile went by him and landed at a distance that did not hurt the people in the line.
Wow.
So my brother was the helper that people find in a crisis. At one point, he said he was in the store. He bought some cookies so that he could bring cookies back to the nurses that were helping and couldn't get out to the store. And he had a stash of chocolate that he was keeping so that he could hand out chocolates when somebody was being depressed or, just needed a little encouragement.
What a kind, incredible person. Now, you talk about nurses, and I know that Jimmy had talked about his partner, at least on Facebook we saw, and I know, of course, you know her, but that she was in intensive care. She was sick with MS, and I understand, Katya, that he had stayed in Ukraine because he wanted to take care of her, that moving for her obviously was not possible. Was it a hard decision for him?
Well, in a sense, no, because he was not going to leave Ira's side in her condition. And Jim was in Ukraine this time because he had gotten medicine from the United States and had found the doctor in Chernihiv that would treat her. and so he arranged for an ambulance to transport Ira and her mother, along with him, to the hospital so she could get that treatment. And that was the Monday before the invasion started.
Hmm.
And when she was admitted to the hospital, the doctor thought she had a mild case of pneumonia and said, well, let's treat the pneumonia first and then start the MS treatments. And of course, in 2 days, the invasion started.
Have
But
you
he
been,
was not going to leave.
he wanted to take care of her. Have you been able
Yes.
to connect with her? I mean, obviously, you know, I understand that
No.
no, not at all.
Um, I don't speak Ukrainian. Ira's mother had 2 phone numbers, and so we had a group that helped with Ira's care and respite for her mother. We're trying to reach her, but the last that I spoke with my brother, the electricity was out. There was no heat. Ira was transported to taken to the ICU
Yeah.
a few days ago because it had been so cold in the hospital
Oh
for
my
so many
gosh.
days.
S-
Um, but the phones, my brother said he was reserving battery on his phone
mm.
because they couldn't charge them, and I can only assume that Ira's mother's phone is, unable to be charged at this point.
So, you know, we hear these, you know, you tell these stories about your brother and that, you know, he would, you know, just take enough food as was needed and take some to share with the nurses and to help others. We see that on his Facebook page where friends are posting, you know, you will never be forgotten and you're a hero, a true humanitarian, capturing that part of him that you are sharing
Yes.
with us, one saying he was a wonderful man with a big heart. So clearly this is who he was. Katya, it's got to be so hard as your brother. Are you going to be able, do you have any sense as to where he is? Are you going to be able to bury him? Are you going to be able to handle the goodbye at all, or no?
Well, actually, that's the one thing that we're still trying to reach out um, to. I know Senator Klobuchar, and then I'm in Pittsburgh, so Senator Casey's office. Um, we don't know where my brother's body is. So that kind of closure the family won't have right now. So any help that somebody can let us know on that would be greatly appreciated.
Well,
And
I
I
hope
mean,
some, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, prayer services. I mean, um, my son is a Orthodox priest, so he will do what's called a panihida, or a prayer service for my brother at his parish um, in New Jersey, and my parish here um, will do a prayer service. But for finalizing, uh, that will be probably our hardest.
Yeah.
What can I say? Uh, the hardest thing that we're going to have to go through is not having that kind of closure.
Katya, I'm truly so very sorry for your loss of your beloved brother.
Thank you, Erin.
I hope that
Well, he
someone
was my
watching may
little
know where
brother,
he
and I
is.
remember growing up, and he pestered me a lot. And my mother would say, "Now I didn't see him do it, so it doesn't count." But I would go back for those moments anytime.
May those memories be the blessing that you have as
Yeah.
you move forward in life without him. Katya, I'm so sorry and thank you.